Huge spoilers for Marvel's WandaVision. I really enjoyed it. The attention to detail and the styling of the sitcoms was incredible, and the slowly unfolding mystery made for a fun ride. And while there were a ton of fans who feel it was amazing straight through the finale, there are quite a few people who were left feeling a tad disappointed for a wide variety of reasons. I'd like to take a look at some of these reasons and separate the legitimate criticism from the not so legitimate. First off, yes, the MCU fandom definitely went overboard with theories and speculation. People thought Dottie was going to be revealed to be an important character, the Mephisto was going to somehow be behind everything, and that this might somehow be the way the MCU introduces mutants. Heck, some people were even throwing around the idea that White Vision was going to end up being Ultron. Theories were wild, man. Most of them had some basis in perceived quote-unquote evidence in the show, but at the end of the day, anyone disappointed that they weren't true doesn't really have anyone to blame but their own overactive imaginations. That and the plethora of theory crafting YouTube videos out there. Full disclosure, I'm one of those fans. The weekly release format very much lends itself to speculation as a part of the viewing experience, and this is heightened by the show being a slow burn mystery that unveils itself over time, with hints scattered throughout. Regardless, disappointment due to your favorite fan theory not panning out is not a valid reason to criticize WandaVision. What is legitimate criticism is to point out the flaws and holes that are present in what we ended up getting. For example, well-written TV shows provide satisfying conclusions to their individual character arcs. We spent a whole lot of time with Darcy throughout the show, and in many ways we were experiencing the sitcom show within a show along with her. Why did she get 3 seconds of screen time in the finale?
Where's Darcy?
Something about debriefs are for the week.
That's not how the government works. You're not Batman. You're not just disappearing into the night. You were involved in a massive incident affecting thousands of people, and the authorities definitely know where you live. You cast Evan Peters, the fan-favorite Quicksilver, in this show to reprise his role in the MCU just to make a boner joke? I mean, granted, this is like the biggest troll in modern history, but I've heard some compare this fake out to Iron Man 3's fake Mandarin, and honestly, I think it's worse. Did you know that the subtitles and auditory description for his first appearance literally described him as Pietro from the X-Men films?
In Westview, Wanda stares at the version of Pietro from the X-Men films.
People liked that version of Quicksilver. He was probably the best part of Fox's newer X-Men movies. Marvel basically cracked open the door to the MCU for him and his fans and then slammed it in their face.
Come here.
In what world would permanently nosy neighborified Agatha fit into the community that she infiltrated? She invaded this guy's house, and these townspeople have been traumatized. They all saw her floating around throwing Hadoukens. They know what she is. There's no way they're ever going to trust a witch. How is this going to work? Now, speaking of the townspeople, they've been hammering into us since episode 1 just how traumatized these victims are. All this time completely deprived of their free will, literal agony, and at the end of the day, we're just gonna say sorry and wave goodbye forever, no taking the time to get to know the real people or anything, that's it?
I know an aerospace engineer who'd be up for this challenge. My way back into the Hex will be here in an hour. Just gotta meet my guy over the ridge.
Holy hell, I can't tell if this was a planned red herring, or if it was just the directing, or if it was just the way she chose to deliver her lines, but good god. Here's the definition of Chekhov's gun, pause it if you're interested. White Vision apparently has all his memories back, including those that define his relationship with Wanda. He knows the current situation, he knows the trouble she's in, so where the hell did he go? This ship was called WandaVision. It's supposed to be just as much about resolving his story as it is about Wanda's.
Hey, where the White Vision at?
And speaking of Wanda's story, none of these things really matter as long as Wanda has grown as a character, come into her own, and finally learned to deal with loss, right? Oop, nope, spoke too soon. There she goes getting ready to rip apart the multiverse to get her kids back. Why is it such a big deal that Wanda has the ability to spontaneously create life if it has to be in this hex to exist? Why didn't Wanda just make the hex smaller, say, house-sized? Why on God's good earth did the Sorcerer Supreme, who's supposedly on top of this stuff,
While heroes like the Avengers protect the world from physical dangers, we sorcerers safeguarded against more mystical threats,
sleep through the biggest magical event since Weirdmageddon? Why didn't the two visions merge?